Saturday night, Whitehall lost more than a coach. We lost a cornerstone. Coach Matthew White wasn't just a man with a playbook. He was a man with a purpose. Every whistle he blew, every lesson he taught, every life he shaped. It all came from a place of unwavering love for his team, his school, and this community. He believed in more than just winning. He believed in character, in showing up early, staying late, and doing the hard things the right way. To Coach White, every player was family. He didn't just call plays. He called young men and women to rise to their potential, to walk with pride, to lead with humility. Off the court, he was a father figure to many, a guiding light for kids who needed direction, a listening ear for students who needed someone to believe in them. He lived his life the way he coached, with heart, discipline, and fierce loyalty. That loyalty reached every hallway of Whitehall High, every locker room, every life. And now, in a moment too sudden, in a night too dark, we are left with echoes. His voice, his laughter, his sideline fire. Gone too soon, but never forgotten. Coach White's legacy isn't just measured in wins and losses. It's etched in the hearts of every player who heard him say, "I believe in you." In every life he lifted, in every soul he gave a second chance. Whitehall will mourn, but Whitehall will also remember. Because real greatness doesn't fade. It lives on, in stories, in memories, and in the spirit of a team that refuses to quit. Rest in peace, Coach. You ran your race, you changed lives, and now the final whistle blows not in sadness, but in honor.
Welcome, everybody, to a special edition of TNR, Inside TNR. Come to you tonight with a heavy heart. I'm not coming to you as the Rob Father. I'm coming to you as Robbie Shirley, as the owner of TNR, co-owner of TNR. We've lost a very good friend in this world due to a tragic accident Saturday night. Coach Matt was not only just a coach. He was somebody you could look up to. He was somebody that would give his shirt off his back to anybody. I met him several years ago and didn't even know it. I refereed one of his basketball games at Jonesboro. And God has a mysterious ways to put you back together, because I started this wrestling company 4 years ago with my brother. And lo and behold, did I know in August of last year, we did a fundraiser for the Whitehall School District, for the Whitehall Bulldogs basketball team. And Rick Nooner got me in touch with Coach. He's an assistant coach there, one of our referees that referees for wrestling at TNR, WWP, and IPCW, and Vapors. He's very well known in the wrestling industry. I went down, met Coach. I took Big Hoss with me. We went through the school, met their kids.
We sure did.
The guy met me with open arms. I really didn't know me from a hill and a beans, but did we know? We took a bus ride up to another school.
Yes, we did.
and we started talking back and forth, and it's kind of ironic. It's how I remember it. He's like, "Man, you look familiar to me." And I'm like, "Coach, you look familiar to me too, buddy." And I said, "Where all have you coached at?" He said, "Well, I'm originally from Jonesboro." And I said, "No way." He said, "Yeah, I'm originally from Jonesboro." I said, "Where do you coach at?" He said, "Jonesboro High School." I'm like, "Man, I've refereed one of your basketball games." I know I have. And he didn't know I was a high school referee. And we got to talking about some games that he was in. And he went back and looked at some films and sent it to me. And sure enough, I was in them basketball games. So, so we went and done a fundraiser for him. Loved the guy. He was nothing but super nice to my guys that was there. We all volunteered to do the work. He went out and bought us food, bought us McDonald's, bought us chicken, bought us anything we wanted. I'm telling y'all, this world has lost a great man. Yep. But what I'm going to look forward to
morning too.
I've talked to Rick Nooner. a lot today. Yeah, guys, I'm hurt. It hurts when you lose a good friend. And I considered Matt one of my friends. You know, he invited me and Abby to basketball games when he was close to here. We went. And let me tell you something. It was like me and Abigail was part of the team. He didn't show us any difference. He put me right behind the bench. He come out and asked me questions. I loved it, you know, but, you know, what can I say? You know, this podcast is dedicated to him. This show this Saturday will be dedicated to Coach Matt. We will have a 10-bell salute for Coach Matt. All I got to say is rest in peace, Coach.
Robbie,
We got it from here.
I'm so sorry for your loss because I know that you and Coach were close. He truly was an inspiration. Going to that fundraiser is just a true solid core memory for me now, part of my wrestling career. He was so good to everybody, like you said. He bought us McDonald's, bought us, supper, bought us breakfast the next morning before the show. And he just oozed joy for the basketball game and for those kids. You know, he celebrated when Haas was out there arm wrestling with a few of the kids and then went and orchestrated so that we could come back during these kids' lunch.
Yes,
And that's why he went and bought our lunch, because we were giving our time for his kids, as he called them. And called him Little Coach. That was his nickname. And he's truly going to be missed. My heart goes out to his entire family, to Ricky and his family, you, and anybody who ever knew Coach Matt. I'm truly sorry for your loss.
You know, the one thing I can say about Coach is he was really leery about this wrestling thing. He would tell me, like, man, I just don't know about this. He said, I don't know how my superintendent's going to feel about this. I'm like, look, bro, I got you. I got your back. You know, and once we started talking, he hit it off. Even at the end of the night, this coach asked me to my face. He said, Rob Father, how much are your shirts? I'm like, Coach, they're $20. Why? He said, because I want to buy one. He said, matter of fact, he says, how hard would it be to get Rob Father shirts made for my basketball team? He said, I want them to wear them. He said, I want to support you for what you've done for our school. I'm like, Coach, I appreciate that, but if you really want the Rob Father shirts, I'll supply the shirts if you just let me know.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something we've been talking about throughout the year, him getting shirts. And, you know, before the end of the night was up, I didn't make him pay for that shirt. I gave it to him. You know, he was a friend. He's somebody that helped me. Somebody that helped my guys. Was very respectful. So,
he was amazing.
You know, rest of the night, I'd like to see hashtag Coach Matt. You know, if you can put it on there.
Absolutely. I'd love for everybody to flood our chat, flood our comment section with hashtag Coach Matt.
So
he deserves that and so much more.
And he does. You know, we're going to take a quick commercial break so we can gather things up, and we'll be right back with the show.
Here at Robertson Brothers Furniture, we have specials going on year-round, like the Speed Queen washer and dryer that brings the quality of commercial laundry to your home, both built to last 25 years. Need a new mattress? Take advantage of our deals on your favorite brands like Sealy, Tempur-Pedic, and Stearns & Foster. We have the widest selection of Lazy Boy recliners in stock with over 300 chairs available. So take the short drive to save huge at Robertson Brothers Furniture in Leachville and tell them Forrest sent you.
And welcome back to Inside the TNR of the special edition tonight. Like I said, I want to see that hashtag Coach Matt, and we're seeing it already.
Yes.
You know, already a bunch of comments for him, and that's what I love. That's what I want to see. I want it to be reached out. If somebody knows his family, you know, let them know we're thinking about him. Let them know we're praying about him.
Absolutely.
You know, a lot of comments. Hashtag Coach. You know, he's a great dude. Appreciate all that. So, you know, let's get on with the show. Here's what we're talking about right here. Spring Stampede 2. Leesville, Arkansas. This Saturday night, April the 19th. 211th 11th Street in Leesville, Arkansas. General admission is $10. VIP is $15. Doors will open at 6 p.m. Bell time is at 7 p.m. And I got something to say, Mr. T-Moo announcer down there. I've got a crow to pick with somebody that was at a show that I just went to Saturday. And I was just informed before I come on tonight that the Easter Bunny will be at TNR.
Oh.
Yes, he will.
I got embarrassed Saturday night. So let me just tell you something. Easter Bunny, you better watch your back. That's all I got to say.
I'm rooting for the Easter Bunny. I'm not going to lie. You know, you hear of the Grinch and Scrooge at Christmas. I don't know what they call it at Easter, but I think they call it the Rob Father.
Yo.
Maybe he'll
That's
bring you a piece.
General admission is $10. VIP is $15. VIP gets you set it on the floor.
Yep.
With a seat.
Mm-hmm.
And get you a table to where you can sit down and get something to eat at. So yes, that is the price.
Mm-hmm.
So the very first match that I'm going to talk about is we're going to have a battle royal to start off the show Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why we're having that battle royal is because of this right here.
Locked and loaded.
Rich, I'm going to let you explain this.
So for everybody that has just seen this and doesn't really understand what's going on, this Saturday, there's going to be a battle royal. The winner of that battle royal at the Spring Stampede event this Saturday, it will get the first spot in the lockout match that is going to take place at Locked and Loaded on June 7th. Now, the lockout match, you heard me mention that just a second ago. The rules for that match are basically 6 men are going to participate in the matchup. 2 men will start. 4 other men will be shackled to the ring posts. There's not allowed to be any pinfalls or submissions or anything like that, and no weapons are allowed to be used until all 6 competitors are in the match or are
Unshackled.
Unshackled. Thank you.
You're welcome.
They're in the match. At that point that all 6 competitors are unshackled and in the match, we will have eliminations happen by pinfall or submission. Last one left standing will walk away with the TNR World Heavyweight Championship.
There you go. Did you wait a minute? Did I hear you say that? Whoa! Wait a minute. Rich, did I hear you say that is going to be for the TNR Heavyweight Champion?
You got it. The TNR Heavyweight Championship on the line.
So that don't mean it don't matter who the champion is.
Nope.
Come June the 7th, that champion automatically gets the bid into the lockout match?
Yes.
From what I understand.
Is that correct, Miss Cassie? You're the one that made the rules.
That is true.
Okay.
The winner of that match, no matter who it is, gets the number 1 spot. Start off the lockout match at Locked and Loaded. The winner of the lockout match will be our heavyweight champion.
Whether that's the one that retains or a new one gets crowned, you'll have to be there June 7th to find out.
Well,
this is one way that I could try to keep things kind of fair across the board. And unbiased.
Fair.
Mm-hmm.
Next Saturday.
Everybody's going to have to fight for it. Everybody's going to have to earn it. And the one that wants it the most.
For something called Lock and Load. Apparently, it's the new big show that we got going, to where there's going to be 6 other competitors. You know, I'm real fond of these battle royals. A guy our size loves throwing these carcasses over the top rope like there ain't no tomorrow. So guess what? TNR, everybody that's in the battle royal, get you some sleep, get you plenty of rest. Me and my family, we'll see you Saturday. Let's get le pontin poulet. Good luck.
Whew. I can't hear anything.
Miss Cassie, I'm sorry you was muted. I unmuted you. Go ahead.
I was going to say those are nobody to be messed with. They are a force to be reckoned with.
But you know what? What is my name?
The Rob Father.
Rich, what is my name?
That guy.
See? You can't
Robbie
even
One Belt?
you can't even. You're supposed to be this best announcer in the world.
Hey man,
You can't even recognize when you got talent sitting in front of your eyeball.
I absolutely recognize talent. Miss Scarlett is very talented. Ray,
Thank you, sir.
Jay, Shane, the QWO, they're very talented. There's lots of talent in the locker room.
You know,
the way I see
fair,
this,
Robbie, you are talented. You just have attitude.
You know what?
You're
Rich,
talented.
Timu announcer that can't see his face and his hand in front of his face.
I can just fine. See,
I mean, okay, so I want to go back. The only people you ever name is the people that are good.
Well, yeah. They don't have to rely on dirty tactics to win. They rely on their hard work.
So in other words, since you're a Timu announcer, then you've got to look forward to seeing somebody that's better than you, that you can't stand somebody like the Rob Father.
Okay, Timu John Cena.
Well, see there, I'm a lot better than you. I'm a lot better being Timu John Cena than I am a Timu announcer.
Well, I mean, hey, that's because you can say Timu announcer all you want, but see, I am my own way an announcer. I don't just go around trying to impersonate myself being a wrestler.
Oh, so now I impersonate being myself a wrestler, huh? I don't think I was impersonating Saturday night at all. When, never mind, I'll get to that a little later.
April 19th, Leechville, Arkansas. The Silverback Big Joe Helms makes his debut with TNR Championship Wrestling. But not only am I making my debut, I'm coming for the #1 spot for Lockout June 7th. And there is not one soul in that TNR locker room that's going to stop me. You all will feel the power of the Silverback.
Yeah, buddy. I brought him in just for one reason only. To scare the holy crap out of the Timu announcer.
This guy, he brought him in.
Well, who else do you think booked him?
I heard that it was Terry, the other co-owner.
Well, that's where you heard wrong.
Okay.
He don't do nothing but sit over there and twiddle his thumb and drive a truck all day long. I'm the one that does all the work.
Currently hold the championship, and
that's right.
Yeah,
I don't know what to tell you, but he is scary. That guy is scary.
Now, since you booked him, what's his name?
Silverback.
Oh, okay.
What did you think his name was?
Well, I just wanted to see.
Wait a minute. Could I have brought him in as the hired gun?
Oh.
See?
There's a lot.
Crap.
We can speculate all day long.
Exactly.
We can argue about who brought him in, who didn't bring him in. Facts are he's coming. That's how we don't have to deal with that. Now, I mean, I've never seen him wrestle. I mean, he talks big. So I'm going to withhold judgment until I actually see him wrestle. But
all I got to say is I'm going to stay out of his way. I'm just going to stay out of his way. If it comes down to me and him, Rob's going to have to do what he does best. That's all I got to say. Let's
Get
move on to our
squashed.
next match.
Hopefully he'll do it fairly this time.
Maybe. You never know. Probably not.
Probably not.
And thank you, Serena. I was waiting for it, but I didn't get around to it. But yes, thank you. She said, actually, his name is the Silverback Joe Helms. But see, I wouldn't expect you as a Timu
Well,
John
you
Cena
know,
wrestler
I
to
wasn't
know.
going to. I
However,
wasn't going to say his name.
announcers take the time to get to know the names of.
You know, why would I say his full name? All you need to know is his Silverback. That's all you need to know, or the hired gun. That's all you
Robbie,
needed
is
to know.
That it's Robbie.
I
what?
will say it kind of reminded me of a whole Harry Potter thing there. They don't say Voldemort's name because if you put name to what you fear, it'll come back. I mean,
That's right.
Is that why you didn't say his name? Is
You're darn
because
right.
you're
I'm smarter than Rich is.
smart enough to know when to back off. Is that what you're saying?
A to the double T to the men. Yes.
Well, at least you are showing some common sense there.
He's
Rich,
the one
I'm really not
he's
sure
the
you have
one
anything to worry about.
I told you. He's the one that told me. So,
Oh,
you know.
the banner Rob Father?
Yeah.
Is that what
Yeah.
you call him? I mean, I am trying to not give you such a hard
He's
time.
called.
I feel like I've gone a little
He
far
is
lately.
called. See there? Look at that. Look at that. Rob, the two Cajuns has got my back. I ain't got nothing to worry about.
Mm.
Let's move on to the next match. It
Daddy
will be
Shane.
none other than Daddy Shane versus Tony Gunn. Come on, Rich. What's your thoughts about this match, Rich?
I think it's going to be a heck of a match, man. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
I was going to say that Daddy Shane versus Tony Gunn, two very experienced wrestlers
Absolutely.
with two diverse sets of skills coming head to head in our ring. I can't call it on who I think will win or lose because they are both damn good at what they do. But what I will say is that anybody who's not in those VIP seats come Saturday is probably going to regret it because that is a match that you really don't want to miss.
So what's your prediction, Rick?
Man, I think it's going to be a heck of a hard-fought battle, but I've seen him survive worse. I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going Shane. Shane will get the win. He'll come out on top.
How about you, Miss Scarlett?
You know, in this match particular, I would love to say Daddy Shane because you know that I know him well. But Tony Gunn, when he sets his sight on something, he doesn't often lose sight of that and comes out on top. So they're very truly evenly matched. So I can't say. I cannot pinpoint who I think will win that match.
Well, Miss Tanya, here you go. I'm going to tell you. Tony Gunn is from OVW, Ohio Valley Championship Wrestling. He has been coming to our show for over a year. He's an OVW superstar. He's been in the business for about 20, I may be saying this wrong, but 24 years, I think.
Something like that.
I could be wrong. I don't remember. You know,
what I was
announcer
too,
you think the announcer down there would know that, you know.
Rich,
but,
do you happen to know? I was thinking around 24 years too, but
tell you the honest truth, I didn't hear the question. I was looking at something else here real quick.
How many years do you think Tony Gunn's been in the business?
Oh gosh.
Is it about 24?
I was gonna say it's gotta be close to
25, something like
gotta
that.
Be close to that.
But I'm going to give you my prediction. I'm going to tell you who's going to win.
let's hear it.
And I ain't going to be biased.
21 years.
21 years. There you go. I'm not going to be biased.
Thank you, Rich.
2011 is when he joined.
I can't stand that guy right there. I can't stand him. Can't stand to even look at him. But I'm going to tell you, it's going to whoever gets the 3 count, 1, 2, 3, and that's who's going to win.
I knew he was going to say that.
Now let's
That's
move
his
on to
favorite
our
thing to
next
say.
match. Let's move on to our next match. How about we? I lost
Come on,
the
Mr.
flyer.
Podcast Runner, Mr. Great Wrestler, Mr. Come on.
Hey,
Push the button. Let's get it up and go. Come on.
I'm trying to think about who I want to talk about. I don't know if I want to
boys.
talk about Timu announcer still,
Oh, okay.
or do I want to talk about the silverback Big Joe Helms coming in, and I'm going to put him against Arthur Mosley, one of the untouchables. That's how much faith I've got in my untouchable guy. So, Rich, you've seen both guys wrestle.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Miss Scarlett, what do you think? You haven't seen Silverbacks. What do you think?
No, I have not seen or met Silverback Joe Helms yet, like I said. But I do know Archer. And that boy has amazing talent in that ring, untouchable or not. Like I said, can't always account for common sense. But he can wrestle. And I'll say, while Joe's big, he's going to have to watch out for Archer. He cannot underestimate him. Because I've seen many a guy underestimate him and find out in the long run they should have paid attention.
Wow. So what's your thoughts, Rich?
Man, well, you had said it there a minute ago that I have seen him wrestle, and I have. I most recently, of course, saw him just this last week. He debuted at Wrestling with Pride, the Battle Royal there. But I've seen him at other promotions that I've had the pleasure of announcing at too. The guy, he's got the size, he's got the intensity, he's certainly got the strength. I know, on the same token, I can't take anything away from Archer. He can move and get around quick when he wants to, but if I'm gonna have to place my money on anybody, I'm gonna go with Silverback in his debut. I think that it's just again, not taking anything away from Archer, but some mountains are just pretty tough to climb on your own, and I think Joe Helms is gonna prove to be that.
Well, I'm just gonna tell you, y'all always underestimate the untouchables. Y'all don't think? Never mind. I'm not even gonna give you my prediction. It don't matter.
You know,
Y'all don't
Robbie,
listen
I
half
will
the
say,
time anyway.
I will say, I've never underestimated you. I may not like your tactics and the way you handle things. And often we butt heads, quite frankly, because you don't like that I'm speaking truth. But I've always respected you in the ring. And so your opinion does matter.
Let's move on to the next match. This is one for the ages right here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The Northeast Arkansas title is on the line. It will be none other than Tim Hansen versus Logan Light. You know what? Let's just hear what these guys had to say today.
This Saturday in Leachville, Arkansas, I have the honor of facing the one, the only Tim Hansen for my unified Northeast Arkansas Open Weight Championship. Now, Tim, I have a lot of respect for you. You've been in this business for years. Years longer than I have. And you've probably got tricks up your sleeve that I couldn't even dream about. But I want it to be known that you're going to have to pull out each and every one of those tricks to stop this Category 5 hurricane, to stop the king of the Northeast, and to dethrone him from his seat. I will see you this Saturday, Tim, and I will bring every ounce of fight that I've got, and I hope you bring yours. Kill me if you can, Tim. Survive if I let you. and I'll see you Saturday.
Logan Lawrence. Kid, I've been thinking about this match we've got coming up for a couple weeks now. You're the open weight champion for TNR WWP. I'm the #1 contender. That means that at the end of the night, when everything is all said and done, I'll be the champion, and then you'll be the #1 contender. I decided that I need to show you how I became legendary. The Hanson legacy. What it takes in professional wrestling to become a legend, and are you willing to do the things that it takes to become one? I've decided that to do that, you'll have to beat me. And you're just not going to beat me.
Very confident Tim Hansen.
Mm-hmm. Well-deserved confidence, in my opinion. I would just say that.
Absolutely. This has been a matchup that I've been excited to see happen since it was announced, since Tim became the #1 contender. Mr. Daddy Sweet Cheeks himself.
Well, you know, Logan has been probably the fightingest champion I've ever seen. And granted, I'm still new. I'm still green in a lot of areas. But Tim Hansen has outwitted and outsmarted some really talented people to become that #1 contender and to earn that spot. They've seen Logan kind of lose his focus and lose his cool a little bit in the ring. I've never seen Tim Hansen do that. So going by that, I think I would, just in my opinion, this is a match that I really think that I'm going to go with age over talent, maybe. I won't say that because Tim's so talented, but I think his age and his experience is going to be hard for Logan to cut down.
And to piggyback off what you said, I really completely agree. I think we have seen Logan slip up a couple of times, like you said, let his emotions get the best of him inside of the ring. There has been a weird, I'm not quite sure what I can put my finger on with him, but it's been a little bit of just kind of, I guess you could call it intensity, but a turn in attitude, as you hear him say, survive, kill me if you can, survive if I let you.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's been a saying of his for a while now. I think it's going to be an intense matchup either way. We certainly, I know early on we questioned when Tim was returning about, shaking off some ring rust and things like that and getting back in the flow of things. I think he's accomplished that now clearly.
Absolutely.
#1 contender. So I think he's answered those questions from us. I think it's going to be a hell of a match. As much as Tim Hansen is a legend, and one may have to kind of step back and ask themselves, okay, as a legend, why are you involved and not, helping? Why not be behind the scenes helping, that next generation get to the spot? But I think this is a perfect way for Tim to do that.
Lead by example.
Absolutely.
Lead by example.
Absolutely. With this one, again, much as I'm a Logan Light guy, I'm pulling for Daddy Sweet Cheeks here.
You know who I'm pulling for?
Neither of them.
Neither damn one of them. I hope they beat the hell out of each other. I hope they beat the crap out of each other. I could care less who wins or loses. I just hope they beat the holy mess out of one another. I hope each one of them comes out with a black eye and one of their pinkies bent backwards.
Oh.
Robbie, I just got to say your bitterness is showing a little bit tonight.
Oh, well, I can't help it. Sometimes that happens.
No, that is true. I guess that's true.
Ray said, "Why you yelling?" It's just his hearing aid probably died again or something, man.
So it came to my attention. We won the tag title opportunity a couple weeks ago, right?
That we did. Triple threat tag team match. And who trained you?
Ray, see, back in 2019, I met you, Ray. Throughout those years, you've been watching me. Student versus teacher. But this time, the student is going to beat the teacher, and we're going to walk away with the TNR Tag Team Championships.
That's right. You see, Triple J, Ray Ivy, and if I even have to bring up Daddy Shane, the QWO is not going to be holding these tag team titles much longer. They're going to come to True Havoc, and your worlds will all be rocked.
TNR, April 19th, Spring Stampede 2. QWO, Triple J, Ray Ivy versus True Havoc. Who? Exactly. So, somehow y'all snuck by and won the #1 contender. But let me tell you, what you actually won, kids, is a free asshole. So, when we show up in Leechville, Arkansas, April 19th, bring your A game. Because I promise you, we're going to show you why we are who we say we are. And that's the authentic tag team of Arkansas right now. And we're also going to show you why we are the tops in town. Period.
Well, now, wait a minute. After what happened Saturday night at WWP, are you sure Ray is 100% to compete Saturday night?
Well, here's what I know. He's out of the hospital, but it is indeterminate if he's going to be able to wrestle on Saturday. And as general manager, part of just a piece of my job is this show. A bigger piece of that is the safety of our wrestlers. And in that being said, I require a physician's note from anybody who has taken any type of blows to the head or significant injuries. Ray Ivy experienced both of those this Saturday. So Ray, I hope you're listening. Unfortunately, my duty to require a physician's note from you. I'm going to need a doctor's release before I can entertain letting you into the ring on Saturday for your safety. However, that brings up a conundrum because QWO has held our tag team titles for 30 days. One of the rules that were put in place before my tenure as general manager is that if that titles are not defended within 30 days, we're required to strip them of their belts.
Whoa!
And let me tell you,
huge bomb.
Yeah, it is not by choice. It is not by my choice. However, I believe in upholding rules that are in place.
So that means, Miss Scarlett, you're telling me
that
this Saturday, if Ray Ivy does not present a physician's note saying he's cleared to wrestle, him and Triple J are stripped of the TNR titles, right?
At the end of the night, yes. Unfortunately.
Wow. I hope Lakekis can't get the daggum doctor's note. I hope they don't release him. I hope they don't let him come back to wrestle. I hope Mr. 99%. I hope we done a good job on him. That's all I can say.
You know, and it truly saddens me to see the
Hanson,
state.
you can't get him a note. You ain't a daggum doctor. Heck, you barely can't tie your shoelaces, much alone be a doctor. I mean, come on.
How can you sit here and talk about and ask earlier why I have such an issue with you when integrity wise, man, exactly what I'm talking about. Like, Ray suffered a heinous, unnecessary attack at Wrestling with Pride.
He brought it on to his own self. He's done it to himself. He's lied to everybody.
Personal opinions.
Hey, he's been drinking.
There was a
he's
line
been
that
doing
was
his
crossed
pills.
by
Hey,
Mr. 99%.
let me tell you something. Y'all hear what Ray says. You don't listen to what Mr. 99% has proven. So, y'all are just on the fence is all I got to say.
All I can say is that if Mr. 99% has all this proof, there's a much better way of handling things than public embarrassment and unnecessary violence. Nothing I can do about WWP. Absolutely nothing. And it is very unfortunate that all of that occurred, because I don't want to see anybody hurt. And I can't tell you what a struggle it was to have to say this tonight. But at my core, I believe in upholding rules and regulations across the board, no matter how I personally feel about somebody, because ultimately his safety comes first over titles.
If I can interject here for a second, let's not forget the tag team titles belong to QWO, correct?
At this moment,
they belong to Shane. They belong to Triple J and Ray. It ain't the Freebird rules, buddy.
No, unfortunately, it is.
That's not.
It is Triple J and Ray Ivy.
So there's no other options. Ray has to show up and perform and compete.
Yep.
Or else they lose the tag team championships.
Unfortunately, there's nothing in the rules as of yet. There's potential for that to change. However, right now, you cannot choose a replacement. It has to be who won and who currently holds those titles. And that is Ray Ivy and Triple J.
I tried. I was trying to figure out a loophole here.
Let me tell you. I have read and reread those rules to make sure that there was no room in my mind but to have to uphold these, that there was no wording in there that could be twisted or anything like that to give him an advantage at this time. And honestly, to be completely honest, it's not my job to favor one side over the other. My job is to uphold the rules, keep them safe, and keep the show running the way that it should.
Well,
so I can't give favors to either side.
I certainly hope that Ray is able to compete, but
me too.
I understand what is at stake if he's not, as much as it's.
Yeah.
Miss Scarlett, how about you just do your job and stay out of the personal opinion forums? That's what Mr. 99% just said. And here's another thing. Mr. 99%, hold on, I got a question. Mr. 99%, I just seen a comment on here a while ago where Double J was asking the welfare of Ray. What's going on with him? I mean, why is he asking the welfare of Ray?
No, we leave WWP business over there in WWP. And when we do Hour of Pride, then this can be open discussion for him because that is their show. But right now we are focused on TNR.
That sounds like a winner. Let's move on to the next match.
That's fact.
So here we go. It will be Big Hoss versus the Outsider for the TNR heavyweight title.
Oof.
We got some words from them guys today.
TNR Championship Wrestling. Big Hoss is returning. And I'm going up against y'all's champ, the TNR heavyweight, the outsider. Now get this, outsider, I know you've been in the business for 30, 40 years, but it's time to step back and let the next generation have a turn. That's all you are, is a belt mark. You're loved by the crowd, which I don't know how. You're a scum just like they are. But besides the point, I'm taking that title, brother. And I mean that. So if you're not at Leachfield Gym, Saturday, Spring Stampede 2, you're going to miss one heck of an ass beating. So, outsider, this is your fair warning. Size matters.
Hey guys, you TNR champion, the outsider. Coming up April 19th, Leachville, Arkansas, TNR. I'm coming over there, and who do I got? Big Hoss. Big Hoss, you may be big and bad, but you still ain't the TNR champion. Here I come, you better get ready.
Well, there you have it from both competitors. Rich, what do you think, Rich?
I mean, of course, I'm always pulling for the outsider. I always will pull for the outsider. Obviously, would love for him to retain. It's Big Hoss, and it's you, and the Untouchables. So again, I'm pulling for outsider. I hope he wins, but as we all know, it's not ever going to be just a fair fight. He's not only just going to have to fight Big Hoss, he's going to have to fight Big Hoss and probably you on the outside and Big L on the other side. Outsider's been in some tremendous matches lately, especially with, Big Al and everything. As much as I hate to say it, eventually the numbers game are going to overpower. I hope we don't see it this week. But, is what it is.
What do you think, Miss Scarlett?
Well, I do agree with Rich that I'd like to see Hoss win it on his own. If he's going to beat the outsider, I want it to be fair and square, all on his own merit, because he's the self-proclaimed Titan of monsters. He is big, he is in charge, and he has been trained well. And he has matched against the outsider before. So he's not going to come in there blind to outsider skills. But let me tell you, the outsider has been an underdog for a long time, and he has fought and fought and fought and come out on top in matches that nobody ever thought he would. I know a lot of people didn't really believe that he was going to be able to take it from Big Al. And he accomplished that. So it's a hard for me to decide because they are well matched. They're very well matched. Robbie, we know you're always rooting for your man, and you hate the outsider probably more than anybody except Ray Ivy. Do you have an unbiased opinion? All right. Let me see if we can move my screen up.
Mr. 99% says, Rob Father, since when have the Untouchables ever cheated? These lies are unbearable. You've always played by the rules.
That's his opinion. And, what did Robbie tell me?
I've got
my opinions where they belong, right? My opinion belongs to Go for it. I'm sorry, Rich. Go right ahead.
No. I was just saying, if you believe that, I've got some oceanfront property for sale.
All I can say is that Mr. 99% wants me to stay in my lane. And I respect that, especially when I'm doing Hour of Pride. I think I should have the respect of him keeping his opinions in his lane over at WWP and leave TNR alone. Let me do my job.
Lane, like, I don't know, happen to drive off of a bridge or something.
I don't wish ill on anyone, but karma, on the other hand,
wait a minute there, Timu
we'll
announcer.
take care of everybody.
You're wishing Mr. 99% to drive off of the bridge, but yet you were scolding me a while ago for locking Ray Ivy getting hit with a glass.
I mean,
with a bottle.
And
here's what I call that.
No, we're not going to go into that.
I have a certain word for people like you. A certain word for people like you. And you know what? I'm going to keep it to myself for right now. I will reveal that later on.
Okay.
I'll guarantee you that. Two-faced people, I swear. And here we go right here. This is a special match right here because the women's division in TNR is heating up. None other than the Queen Allie Savage versus the certified brat Hayden Rose. So go ahead, Miss Scarlett. Talk to us about that.
Our women's division really is amping up, and I cannot express how excited I am as a woman in this business to see it grow right alongside our men's division. And let me tell you, Allie Savage and Hayden Rose have battled it out before. I've watched Allie take on the certified brat. This is going to be a banger of a match because neither one of them care about anybody's feelings. They're in there to win. However, they need to make that happen. Now, that I don't agree with because I believe in you go on your merit and merit alone. They've both been known to use some underhanded tactics. So if nothing else, it's going to be a very entertaining match. And we'll see who can come out on top.
Erica, just to answer your question, she has been brainwashed. I'm just going to tell you, she's been brainwashed. That's all I got to say about that. Rich, what do you think about the women's division?
Man, it has been heating up for sure. That is a great matchup. I'm excited to see it. I can't pick one over the other. Allie's been impressive, absolutely. Hayden, I've seen her throughout multiple years of her career in multiple different promotions. It's definitely a match I'd be excited to see.
So here's what we're talking about, folks. Spring Stampede 2. This coming Saturday, April 19th at Leechville, Arkansas. 211th Street. General admission $10, VIP $15. You're seeing some of the matches. Now, there's a couple match cards I hadn't put on there, and I'll go ahead and tell you. It will be the Untouchables versus the K9s Saturday night. So come on, get you some K9s. I'm ready. I'm ready to get some K9s. So,
man,
I seen one of them on here a while ago, so I just thought I'd announce that. Give them their well-due thing, but
you're gonna have to text me some updates during the show, during the event, Scarlett, because I'm not gonna be there.
Right.
Yeah,
unfortunately, you won't be there.
Poor Timu announcer is gonna be on vacation. He can't help it.
Gotta get a break in where I can.
That's right.
Rich, I'm gonna miss you. What I'm gonna say is I hope nobody else misses this show.
I do want to say ahead of time.
Hold on. We ain't leaving yet. We ain't done yet. Hold on.
I know we're not leaving. I just want to take a minute to say happy early Easter to everybody.
Oh, well, happy early Easter to you too.
Yes, sir.
So here's what we're going to talk about here is right after TNR on Saturday night, we'll be in Manila for Thriller Manila 3. Yep. Friday, April 25th. Doors open at 6 o'clock. Show starts at 7. This is to benefit the Manila Elementary, and I have a thing to play. Here we go.
Hey guys, it's Big C, one half of your favorite tag team, the K9s. Wanted to jump on here for a minute and let you know, Friday, April the 25th, TNR Championship Wrestling is helping us bring you Thriller in Manila 3. This is the yearly benefit show that we put on for the Manila Elementary School. All the proceeds will go to them. The doors will open at 6 o'clock. The show starts at 7. Ticket prices are $10 for adults, students are $5, and kids 4 and under are free. We're going to have some great matches that night. Some superstars from TNR are going to be there. The Outsider, Authentic Ray Ivy, of course, the Canines, the Rob Father, Big Al. I think they're going to show up and do whatever it is they do. But we're also going to have some guys from outside of TNR that you might not have seen before. The Modern Day Monsters are going to be there. Chief Hill is going to be there. Mr. Nugget. The LA Hustlers are coming back. And we have another hometown boy from Manila, Arkansas, Jack Parker Jr., JPJ, is going to be in action. So we hope to see you there. Let's get out and support this great cause. Again, all proceeds go to elementary school. Let's pack that gym out like it's never been packed out before. See you guys there.
I'm excited for Thrill Open Manila. I'm not going to lie. The benefit shows are probably my favorite shows that we do outside of our normal TNR once a month. Like nothing better than to be able to give back to the community that supports us.
Absolutely.
And so that is going to be, talk about a thriller of a night. Thrill Open Manila 3 is where it's at.
That is correct. We will be at Manila.
Again, that's going to be another great event for y'all. I hate to have to miss it, but yeah, unfortunately, regular life calls.
I understand.
Well,
we all have lives
it happens,
outside
Rich.
of us.
We always have that.
Yeah.
All
That is
right.
true.
But I am ready.
Heard that. So let's move on to the next thing we want to talk about. So when we get done there, we're going to go to this show right here. Nope, sorry, wrong flyer yet. Hold on. Wrong. Nope, wrong. I'll get it right in a minute. Here we go. We're going to go to Blazing and Hazen 2.
Oh, yeah.
And Hazen Community Center from May 31st. Doors are open up there at 6 at the Community Center. General admission is $10. Kids and 5 and under will be free. Rich, do you remember the last show we had in Hazen?
Man, yes, I do. I remember every time I've gone out to Hazen, man, and it is always an awesome, awesome crowd. They just, man, I love, don't get me wrong, I love all of our fans and crowds everywhere, but there is something just, you can feel the electricity in the air out in Hazen, and there is no crowd like it. I tell you, if you can make it out there to be part of the crowd, make it out there so that we can, get everybody else on the same level. Because Hazen,
I'm telling you, yeah,
up and shows out no matter what, hands down.
They do. I wish all our shows would be filled with fans like Blazing Hazen this ad.
Absolutely.
That's right.
You excited for Hazen, Robbie?
I am very excited for Hazen. Very excited. So then we come to this show right here, Rich, and that's yours, baby. Talk about it.
Yes, sir. May 3rd, Vapors makes its return. Boys and Girls Club in Benton. And it's going to be a great night, man, as you have right there, the Revoluters versus Buffet. Jimmy Buffet, current VCW heavyweight champion, and Logan Light. If y'all remember back at our March event, Jimmy and Logan were facing off one-on-one with the VCW championship on the line. And we don't have footage of it here for you to play, but unfortunately, the Revoluters decided to interject in their match and make their presence known. And so now we're going to have the fallout from that match. Of course, we also got a lot of other big things going on. We've got Mike Quackenbush coming in, well-known, legendary talent on the indie scene who trained many of the big names that are wrestling today. And he's also going to face off in the main event one-on-one against Ray Ivy, provided that Ray Ivy is cleared to compete then.
There you go. And then here's the next show that's coming up. It will be Saturday, May the 10th. WWE presents Collision Course. 1108 Highway 49B, Perigo, Arkansas. Doors open up at 6, bell time 7 p.m. Front row will be $15. General admission will be $10.
Back
There you
to
go.
Paragold, huh?
Yep.
Back to Paragold. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Lots of great
Angel,
things
be
going
up there.
on. You can certainly see us just about anywhere that you are. I think there's an event, either Wrestling with Pride, TNR going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then we will be back in Leachville May the 17th.
There you go. And
so,
hey, let's not forget.
I'm
June
fixing to show
21st.
that. Hold on, right here it
Huh?
is, baby. You jumping the step. There you go. Go ahead, Rich. Take it away.
June 21st, TNR and Wrestling with Pride prevent superstars of OVW. You see it there at the BC Lloyd Building, Greene County Fairgrounds, 5:30 p.m. meet and greet. Y'all, if you haven't seen yet, keep up. Be sure to subscribe and follow TNR and Wrestling with Pride. I see we've already been starting to drop some of the names that are going to be. And it's definitely one you want to mark your calendars and be sure to be at.
Yeah, man, they're dropping some big superstars that's coming out of OVW for that.
Absolutely.
So. Well, Mr. Jeremy, we're gonna come back to Marmaduke. I'm not forgetting about Marmaduke. I'm just waiting on somebody to give me an A-OK on the date that I give them, and as soon as they give me that date and they say we're good to go, we will be back in Marmaduke. But I have to wait for them to approve it. So, love Marmaduke. Marmaduke's a hot town.
Yeah. And they love us there. They love us there. They always treat us really well. And Marmaduke is one of my favorite places to go.
But hey, this Saturday,
home in Leachville,
at Leachville, Arkansas, at 211 11th Street. Come out and see your TNR superstars. You even got an OVW superstar in the house. Now I'll go ahead and tell you, the other guy on the other picture there, his name is Danny Dollar. He works for WWE and he works for AEW. He got hurt Saturday night, and he has had to pull out of our show. He says he sends his regards. He's sorry. But we want to send him our best wishes and hope him on a speedy recovery. Because he got banged up pretty bad in a match and hurt his hip real bad. So we wish him the best of luck. Check him out in Tennessee. He's got his own promotion in Tennessee as well. I can't remember the name of it right off the top of my head, but come out to Leachville this weekend. Hey, look, you've been stuck in the house for the last 2 to 3 weekends with all this flooding going on. You've been punching your wife. You've been kicking your kids. You've been slapping your grandmas. You've been punching your grandpas. You've been, throwing
maybe
a
in the house. The others of us, are pretty civil.
I mean, hey, you never know what happens behind closed doors, Rich. I ain't gonna be afraid to tell you on here. If my daughter gets out of line, I'll beat her with a red baseball bat. Y'all seen a video of that? I mean,
all I can say is that Miss Abigail always has a place to come to if you start that.
Well, you better go ahead and get your bed ready because I done kicked her out of the house. She's not even here. And if you don't believe me, she ain't here, just ask the Hanson family because she is with the Hanson family right now. Why do you think I'm so mad at the Hanson family? My own daughter. Why do you think I'm mad at the QWO? All I got to say is my own daughter don't want to live in my house because of what Ray Ivy's done. So Ray Ivy can kiss my rosy red ass.